because she's a good person. And matter of fact, we need somebody that is God-fearing and that puts America first. And that's going to get us out of this terrible UN that we're in and put us on the front of the world stage and stop this junk that we're in. That's all I've got for right now.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith, you were complaining about wokeness in Noosa. Can you please explain what you're talking about there?
Absolutely. There's wokeness. There's wokeness that we have gay bots. I mean, it's a lot of wokeness going on. It's a lot. No, I can describe it. You're a fake pioneer that has no balls or no spine. You haven't done anything for the American people, and during any of your time in the House, you've done nothing. You're going to lose in a landslide. We're going to make sure you don't win. We have to make sure you don't win your reelection. Now, for everybody in the United States, when it comes to the wokeness, you have gay frogs. You have all of these people that's trying to all these people that want to vaccinate you with this disease, all these people that want to get in here and intimidate you. They want to intimidate you. They want to intimidate you into voting for George. They're going to have people with long rifles at the polling stations, and we heard nothing from Mason about how we're going to stop election persecution and how we're going to save election integrity and how we're going to stop people being pressured into voting for somebody else. There's going to be rampant botting. There's going to be rampant botting in this election, okay? George has been... Would you shut up? Look, no. George, no, because you're just... No, you just sound like you just sound... Go take some antidepressants. Get out of here. The bottom line is that... Go take some...
Calm down.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
No, keep it up. I'd like to see the crap show continue.
But yeah, honestly,
We do have rules here, unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I will, Michael. I do invite you to a one-on-one interview.
And he wants to come on on balance.
Yeah, we'll give him one more chance. I have a few more things to say. A few more things to ask.
Okay, bring him up. Let's see if he can be brought up back again.
You know what, Jakers? See, Jakers, you're being fair. Somebody here is being fair. Ask me some questions. Let's go.
Okay, so you've accused this network of being biased, unfair, and being with George. Can you back that up for me? Because I will gladly, if there's anything, I will take action.
Well, I said that because nobody else. Would you be quiet? I mean, no one's talking over you.
You can mute me.
When you were talking. You're the dumb. Okay, all right. You know what? I'm not gonna stoop down to your level and use all that bad language. No, you're just a moron. That's what you are. You're just a no, a big L.
Whoa.
All right. Look,
we have an honest discussion.
Now, I was gonna talk and answer Jakers' question. Now, I did say that you were being dishonest because I feel no one in this country on network TV is criticizing the president like we are criticizing the president. That doesn't mean that we said that you're fake because, I mean, you're not reporting all the stories that a lot of Americans care about. They want to hear tough, opinionated anchors at that desk every single night, not somebody that's
that John is a judge, so he can't really do that.
What do you mean?
Well, that's why we shouldn't have elected officials being in media, because we should have somebody that's
yes. Let's elect a judge. Let's elect a
or have appointed
judge.
Positions. All right. You know what I'm saying? People in the political
a code of rules here at FTN, and I've put it on our website somewhere. I'll pull it up. But continue on.
You're the only one that has a website for this. The dedication. I love the dedication, John. But
down the drain.
$50. That's crazy. That's crazy, John. You know what? I might not like some of the things that's going on, but I respect the hustle. That's awesome.
I respect the hustle that you put on with Noosa Nation. You put on quite the show that I enjoy.
Thank you. I thank you. But, and I saw, Jakers, you were watching our show while you were doing baseball. I said, you know what? It warms my heart to see even the opposition or people that might not like us, too much, even watch our show. See, that's why I say that we're fair and balanced, because we bring on everybody, no matter if we agree with them or not. Like I brought on this Dino, Pino, whatever it is. on this on the show. Yeah, oh whatever. On the show. Right? So, you have people in the chat room spamming, disqualify George, and he should be disqualified, and they shouldn't be silenced because that they want this illegitimate president to be disqualified. I believe as soon as T Soups is in the lead, the election should be stopped. We should stop the count. Every American that is not voting for T Soups, I think, is a Russian bot or is un-American. If you're not voting for T Soups, you're un-American. It is a black and white decision. Either you want either you want a strong and prosperous America, or you want a weak, woke, and I was gonna say gay, but I can't do that. But weak and woke country. Weak and woke.
What's wrong with gay? What's wrong with gay, huh?
I'm wondering the same thing.
Well, they get mad if I talk too hard about it, so I can't do like I did on YouTube. But that's the bottom line. But no, you guys are doing okay. But I would like to see you criticize the president a little bit more than what you are. But other than that, hey, you might be doing all right. I don't know. There's a lot of people in here that watch you guys every night that think you're the only news network. You guys are the best people ever. You're the experts.
We don't call ourselves the best news network ever.
Yeah, the experts. You're the experts. Expert.
Name the experts.
We'll see. Me, the News Nation team, Parker Jackson, Jordy, our correspondents. We're all the experts. So, like I said,
so you are telling your own opposition that they are the best. Congratulations, you're a dumb fuck.
No, you're the dumb fuck. You're the satanic moron. I'm not even using curse word. Why do we have to stoop down to this tomfoolery? You're just a tomfool. We're just gonna ignore you. So Jakers, that's all I'm saying.
Well, hasn't it?
Like I said, that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is I would like to see you criticize the president more and bring on T Soups and her campaign officials and discuss things
several
from there.
times throughout the campaign.
Not a lot.
T Soups is the only candidate we've interviewed this election because George hasn't been able to
airtime than the God Sent campaign.
Yeah,
interesting. Interesting. Well, I don't know about that, but that's okay. That's all good. So let's talk about another question, Jakers. I know you have a few more. Right? I'm sure. You do.
So there have been a lot of interesting reactions to your stream last night. Many are comparing you to, say, Alex Jones. What do you make of that?
I think that Alex Jones is an American patriot, and what they're doing to him is unfair, and that we need to have and I believe that On Balance with Michael Smith is the Noosa InfoWars. I want our show to be InfoWars. We want to report the news from a conservative, ultra conservative perspective, and that's what we do here on Balance.
Hey yo, I find your guys sent me a question. Okay.
You just want to raise
He's somewhere from Asia. I don't know where he's from. The bottom line is...
Okay, let's not go to racism here.
I'm not. He was talking in Japanese. I tell you, I spent 8 days in Tokyo, Japan a couple weeks ago, and I spent...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that guy's a Nazi. I'm just going to say that.
I've seen quite a lot in the past couple of weeks.
Anyway, back on topic. DQ George.
Dang, we brought him back off again.
The new norm. Ladies and gentlemen, the new norm.
Ain't the same as... Go ahead.
I was asked to comment on the charges against George.
Yes, let's talk about that, shall we?
Yes, let's talk normally here.
So I think the chances of George getting actually convicted is like 50-50 because they're gonna have to prove that his actions weren't in his official capacity as president. They're gonna have to prove that he wasn't acting as president at the time the charges were allegedly committed. So I'd say that, but he has a maybe 50-50 chance of winning.
Well, who's handling the case? Is it like a district judge or is it going to SC, Supreme Court? DCAG? Oh yeah, that's a lot.
The case would be in the district court this time. The Supreme Court wouldn't handle it yet. if an appeal was sent.
Yeah, this is district courts, not
It's
Supreme
starting
Court,
in the
'cause it
district
happened in-
courts. If this even is true, I will tell you right now that if this is assigned to me, I'm recusing.
You'd
Yes.
have no. You would
Yeah.
have no choice but to recuse.
Yeah, of course. I'm not going to take this case. I'm going to recuse it.
I mean, I'd rather have Deergatory or Qwerty, or Richard, but
Well,
I'd say this
Cordy
is
was found in that document, but that's a whole other ball game. But we'll talk about that
okay.
later.
Never mind then. I'd say this is literally a Trump part 2, only except the guy we're charging is in office, not out of office. I don't know how he's not impeached yet.
So my
And again,
question
nothing-
is, if he were to be convicted, what do you think would happen?
I mean, Congress would have no choice but to get him impeached because he's being convicted of he's doing a high crime. that is-
That's technically high treason. Yeah.
yeah, literally high treason defined by the Constitution. If they don't, if Senate doesn't, I mean, the Senate. Let's be honest, Senate's like a bunch of George loyalists.
Yes.
They're all
That's the
part of
thing,
George's.
though. If he gets impeached, and that means Savior Josh would automatically become president if he's reelected. What is to stop him from pardoning George?
Well, there's nothing stopping the president from pardoning his former president. As you can see,
I mean,
Gerald
Nixon.
We literally
yeah,
saw
Gerald
that
Ford
with Nixon.
pardoned Nixon for.
Ford pardoned Nixon. There's nothing we can do. We can't stop the president from doing his constitutional power. So, but there are laws that kind of limits him from pardoning people for some reasons. And I just wanted to say that George needs a really good lawyer to try and argue that he was acting
Mhm.
in his official capacity as a president and not while he was not president. He needs a really, really good lawyer to try and prove that he was
Can
acting as
everyone
president.
see the screen?
I see it.
Yes,
we can see it.
this is the count. The
Big old
draft.
confidential logo on it.
Yes, there is a big old confidential but we have received it. Wait, hold on. What's going on?
Ooh.
I'm having something.
And-
Someone's. You can see my full what name on the stream? Uh-oh. Yep.
So-
Lord.
Okay.
An,
Yep.
an anonymous person.
Give me
an
a
anonymous
second.
person asked. Okay. So, an anonymous person asked me if George can just pardon himself. Well, first of all, these are not federal charges. It has been ruled that the president cannot pardon himself from municipal charges. In fact, he can't pardon
Please
anyone.
stop pinging me. I cannot bring you up, by the way. Just
In
carry
fact,
on.
it's been proven. It's been proven many times that the president himself cannot pardon anyone for any state level state charges. No doubt that George is going to pardon himself. George probably if he does leave office eventually, most likely Josh would pardon him. And like I said, there's no official president stopping George from pardoning himself. There was a OLC opinion back then stating that the president shouldn't be able to pardon himself as he's literally judging himself, and that wouldn't make any sense. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so there's nothing really we can do about George pardoning himself or Josh pardoning himself, but I mean, then again, since this is state charges, like city charges related, George can't pardon himself, and neither can Josh. So I believe. Then again, the DC is a federal district, but I believe it's gonna take like a lot of opinions to figure out how can George be pardoned if he's the one who's committing the crimes.
I'd like to thank George for no, not George. I'd like to thank Jake for telling me, hey, you probably should get off that screen because it contains your full legal name. So.
Yikes. 13 counts. That's a bit much.
So I had to
It is.
upload this to something
Drive?
so I can. Yeah, I'd like to thank Jake for telling me that. Whew. Okay, let's go. The stream cannot even see this, so let's see. This is extortion, advocating overthrow of
These-
government, obstruction of criminal investigations, obstruction of justice, solicitation to commit a criminal offense twice, influencing a juror by writing, obstruction of justice, residential radicalization, solicitation to commit a criminal offense, solicitation to commit a criminal offense again, malicious corruption, and malfeasance in public office. So this is
Okay, first of all, what is these made up fairy tale charges I'm seeing? Like, half of these charges I can barely remember. I'm gonna say the DC they have a strong case against him, and George says he's a really good attorney to get a strong case for him. But still, what are these charges? And I'd say George is facing some serious charges here. This can land him in a lot of time for AOS. He can stay AOS for like a very long time. And possibly if we had a smart Congress, you could get barred from holding any civil office in the US.
We have one smart congressional hall. The other ones are kind of a must.
It's the House. Yep. The
The
House
House,
is smart. This
House
full of
is
bullshit.
the. I mean, as a proud House of Representative myself, I'm just saying. The Senate convened. They got 3 people on, and then they lost quorum immediately. They had to get
Yeah.
an emergency proxy. So I mean, that tells you a lot about Senate.
Oh, that was exactly what it was like when I was in the Senate. Oh my gosh.
Of course,
Defendant
it was
George
made by.
Godsent on or about early May 2024 was engaged in a professional working relationship with the then deputy mayor baseball Yankees. However, their relationship quickly deteriorated. During this period, the mayor, Montague J. Cabot, I can't pronounce names, and other council members, including Councilor Day Sin, were heavily aware of the active decision made by George Godsent to have expert copyright take over as deputy mayor after forcing deputy mayor baseball Yankees to resign. The mayor said he would resign out of loyalty to George Godsent after there was a blip in the relationship following the deputy mayor being caught in the T-Soups campaign server. Blah, blah, blah. The deputy mayor said he would resign. You can see it all. This. What can you make of it?
That is whoa, yikes. Just absolute yikes.
George is kind of like screwed at this point.
And this is coming from someone who voted for George in the last election, huh?
Look,
When it comes to news.
this is how George has always been. Like, I mean, like I told everybody this when George was running in the beginning. This is how he's always been. This is just how he is.
This is very concerning. I mean, getting mad at someone they were caught in the campaign and they were caught in the opposing campaign server.
This is why he was removed from DC mayor all those years ago.
I'm not even surprised. Of course, the DC code is written by Cabot. Yeah, he likes to make a lot of like made-up charges. That's not even IRL.
I mean, like, when you look, you see some very concerning stuff. Like if I were, if let's just say if I were working for George, and I would probably be screwed because I'm in both campaign servers. Because
Yes.
you gotta cover both campaigns.
Yeah. So about that, anyone working with George is obviously screwed because the DCAG is gonna want to subpoena everyone that works for George. Or even people who work for George to stop working for him because they might have info that George handed them like a while ago, and that they might want to like talk to them and then find ways to get George even more screwed. In which that did happen before, as you can see, many people turned against George and they all worked for him, including like over 15 cabinet members, or more than 15. I think. Wait, who's the guy that has the list of everyone who resigned?
It's Raph.
Yeah, if we could get that list, that'd be
a huge list of everyone who resigned in this administration, and I'm actually one of that. I'm a part of that list too.
Could we possibly? I would like to see if any representatives of George would be willing to come on and defend the president, because
I think there are a couple of people DMing me about it, so bring them up.
Yeah.
They exist?
Yeah, they do.
So this apparently is George Godsent trying to overthrow the DC government?
He did, yep.
He did, and that actually happened before. Like, I mean, more than twice.
Can you guys hear my voice? All right.
I can hear you. Oh, the secretary of. I forgot what you led.
Active agency in like a couple days, honestly. No cap.
What department do you lead? I forgot.
The Department of the Treasury.
Okay, yeah, okay, FinCEN. Yeah.
I wanted to ask straight up: have you seen when you're at your time working with George? Has George ever made these requests to you? Complained to you for about lack of loyalty? Like, have you ever gotten in trouble for engaging with an opposition politician? Have you ever gotten in trouble?
I'm not a snake, so I never did. No.
Oh wait! Expert copyright. You're head of FinCEN now.
Yes.
Oh, congratulations! So you only got that job because Asher Hendo voted for T-Soups in House of Representatives, and Asher was immediately fired. So congratulations on the promotion because George fired somebody for not voting for his speaker candidate.
Have you ever seen? Back to my question: have you ever seen anything like that happen to any of your colleagues?
No, I actually know someone who was fired for supporting me as well, who wants to get in this call. If we could bring Kenzie up here.
There's many
and
people
expert copyright.
Things are gonna be different, bro. Like the first thing you're gonna do is remove me once you get into office. Like, don't lie.
As I've said,
all right, everybody.
during the
All right, everybody, shut up. Shut up. Shut up, everybody. Be quiet. All right, let's make the let's make the record here, gentlemen. All right. Yeah, the record's clear.
All right. So
Thank
anyway,
you.
expert copyright. The answer to your question should be yes. You do know somebody personally because you were on the DC City Council with Baseball Yankee, and you were well aware of what was happening to Baseball Yankee.
He was also. This doesn't include everything he was doing. It wasn't just for like the T-Soup thing. It was because he claimed that who he's now friends with, right? Sin. He claimed that he was he lied and claimed that he blackmailed him to support T-Soups and that illegally.
So he panicked.
He was lying.
So he panicked because he understands how you people are. So he panicked because he knew how you people were. So what you're telling me is you had him so scared and afraid for his position as Secretary of the Treasury that he was willing to lie to try and just stay on your good graces so he could keep his job.
Secretary of the Treasury, what?
I forget what fucking job he had, but it might have been Secretary of Treasury. But all I'm saying is, expert, listen, you guys were literally installed into DC City Council to end any cooperation in the council, and you guys did that. And then Baseball Yankee didn't really like it, but he was scared to lose his position.
George, I don't know what you're talking about.
You haven't turned on George. Why do you think you're director of FinCEN now after Asher Hendo got fired? Because he supported T-Soups for speaker.
Before too, I mean, he was just causing problems all the time. And that was kind of
like what problems exactly?
What problems?
Immediately, right? Immediately after he gets, he got, he got in the house, right? Now he's not in the Treasury anymore. He's like, oh man, I'm gonna make sure like the Treasury doesn't have any power. Even if George wins the election, I'm gonna purposely make sure the agency is gonna be.
What are you talking about? You're spewing nothing.
That's what he told me.
Asher was Asher was a great FinCEN director.
Calm down. One at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
Who asked the original question of did George ever threaten you? Because I was a secta for like a week, and I can personally attest to being threatened.
Well, that's great for you, ladies and gentlemen.
I can personally speak on that if that is helpful.
No, bring Safe Flop up. He was a member of George's team. I want to hear.
Yeah, well, someone's interrupting her, so I'm gonna remove them.
You have to allow interruptions.
Shut the fuck up, T-Soups.
No, I won't.
Adam, this is not your show. This is John of Doom's show.
It is now.
Adam, can you please leave? We were having a really good talk before you showed up. Like, it was really chill, and then you kind of killed the vibe.
All right, T-Soups is disqualified. T-Soups is disqualified.
All right, thank you. All right, so anyway, can we get
off his meds?
Can we get the George guy up here?
Yeah, can we get the George guy up here?
Get Safe Flop up here.
Where is he? I think he might have left, which is sad.
He's still.
Okay, can Safe Flop come up?
I can't bring him up here. I don't have any mod authority to do so.
Who
there he is.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back.
I just want to make it clear really quick to everybody in the audience. I think it's kind of funny how long it took me to get up here. They were just singling out that fucking guy. And they're like all jumping on him. Bro, you guys are actually a disgrace. Georgia's gonna win this race. You don't have the votes, T-Soups. You don't have the support, and you don't have anything. You don't know what you're doing, bro. There's a reason you went for speaker, because you know you're gonna lose. It's the most pussy tactic I've ever seen.
No,
That's
I
what
went.
your campaign is. It's fucking
Wait,
pussy shit.
So being involved in politics outside of the presidential race is being.
No, because she knows she's gonna lose.
Honestly, Flopper,
She knows she's
Winning an
not
election.
Flopper, you know what I think
it's her plan B all along. Why do you think she's running for president? She was on her knees begging George, "Let me be your speaker candidate, please, please." And they
First
said
off,
no.
I never asked that.
Okay.
Show me the proof.
Yeah, let's not start talking lies right now.
I can show you my
Let's
DMs
not-
with him.
Let's not start capping up her
I'll
fucking
tell you
ass
exactly
right
what
now.
happened. You want to know what happened? I went in Noosa General Chat. I said, it's time for a change of leadership. He DM'd me. He said, what's this about? I said, oh, speaker. He said, we're voting JJC. I said, I'm not voting JJC. He said, okay, you're done. That's exactly what happened. I never
No,
once
the
said I
issue
was
was
going
you
for
wanted speaker. I've seen the DMs. Why are you actually lying? Why are you
Dude,
up
I
here
will
lying?
post the DMs.
There's
I
no
literally
point.
don't care.
There's no point to
Just
doing.
post the
It's-
DMs. Post the DMs.
This is
Let's just
fucking
put it out
Roblox.
there.
Roblox fucking politics, and you're out here gapping out of your ass
Here's
on a
what
public stage.
here's
And I
how
want
it
to make
goes.
another thing clear. Look at all
Yeah.
these people. These like Roblox media or whatever the fuck. They're up here, but we got what was Invincible PFP, a Homelander PMP. Like holy shit, dude. Like grow
Okay.
up, guys. Honestly,
So
this is
here's what
Roblox.
happens. He has absolutely
lock
nothing
in.
to say because his brain's rotted from meat riding for 4 months. So what he does is he just goes back
the
to
deal.
it's just Roblox every time.
I haven't even been here for 4 months.
Well, see, little bro, because you had no
You
argument.
don't even know what the
Because
fuck
little
you're
bro-
saying,
little
bro.
bro,
Shut your
you're-
stupid
you're
fucking
muted,
ass
little
up.
bro.
No. And look, I'm getting pinged in general chat from your fucking meat riders.
I
T-Soups.
didn't tell nobody told you
Look at
because
them bounce.
you're bad.
Look at them go.
Wait, you
You're
just
bad.
joined
No.
the
Just
Discord.
join
Like,
Noosa. You
you
came
just
for
joined. What are
George.
you
That's
talking
whatever. I don't really care.
He
I
came
love
But
this.
like,
You guys are just trying to gang up on me. There's no one
You
else from
joined
Georgia. You know how
July
long it took me to
7th.
get up on this stage? How long it took for me to get up here while you guys were shooting the other guy up?
well, here's
Dude, you
the
guys are
thing.
fucking
You're
pussies.
not like you're
No,
not.
no, no, no,
you're
no,
not
no, no.
adding.
You
You're
guys-
not adding. Anyways,
That
this like
Okay, so thank you, Safe Flopper, for coming up. But I just want to point out one beautiful thing. He just joined Noosa, just joined the Discord. I mean, we see where the polls are going from. It's literally people out of the group getting registered just to vote. I've never seen that guy before. I've never seen.
Hey guys, I just want to.
Also, I'm wondering where's the invincible PFP he was talking about?
I just want to say that this whole debate sounded like a high school debate, like two women gang up on one.
Yeah, this is what happens when COVID shuts down all the debate
hold
clubs.
on. Hold on. Let me see this.
7 Hilty or whatever his name is. He's an admin for the George campaign. He actually wants to come up and talk rationally,
is he actually?
or so he says.
Wait,
Let's bring him up. Let's bring him up.
So before we do that,
Yeah.
Rango DM'd me. He said he has important info he wants to speak regarding CIA targeting people.
Bring him up. 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 Bring him up.
Bring them all up.
Do not bring that third wheel idiot up here.
You scared fucking little
Alright.
pussy. Not gonna
Alright.
bring me back.
Yeah,
No, shut your mouth.
Yeah, let me speak. So, Flopper,
It's
Hold
fucking
on. I know
beyond
you're
me.
from
No,
Europe.
not the European guy.
Right.
No, it honestly.
He ain't European.
Honestly, if this was another world,
No,
I
honestly,
might have
I want to
supported
speak.
T-Soup. But
I will show
you
my
just don't
screen
know what
right
you're
now.
doing, dog. You don't.
Dude,
you're not
how do
gonna
I
win the
not know what I'm
election.
doing?
You don't
Who
have
are
the
you to
vote.
say
I
that?
do.
You came
People,
here 5
just
days
look
ago.
at my-
There's so
Literally,
fucking
who are
many
you
of
to say
them.
that?
Hey, this is
Tell me,
I will
John
tell me
fucking
why
trying
you
to
think I don't know what I'm doing.
This
regain
guy-
Go ahead and tell me
Oh
control.
my
why.
fuck. There's like
And
20
you,
of you.
I know you're looking at this. Your guys are looking at this. Flopper, I know you from the Anubis group. I know what you did
Oh
in
my
User.
God.
I know
The
you
Anubis
were
group?
looking to protect here. I know
You're
it.
shaking my
I know
fucking
the
boots,
Anubis
Ranga.
group. Man, you is going to
Yo.
see something. Look at this. Look at this. CIA.
We can't see.
And
We
CIA
can't
now
see.
listening.
We can't see,
Okay,
Rango.
guys,
We
I'll
can't
be
see.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go start taking melatonin gummies till I pass out. I am.
Yeah, no, like
Officially-
these cringe ass kids. I know it's Roblox. I apologize. I know you guys are kids, but Jesus fucking Christ! Are you guys actually listening to these people? These are
people
like
like
12-year-olds who are trying to
They
give you
block and
political
go to another
insight
group name
in a
and leave the
Roblox
group.
group.
Okay, I
You
would like
can't
to
you can't let
take.
these people
Oh,
cloud your mind.
what's
That's
the
kind of
point
what
of
the
the
entire
group?
community is
What's
about.
the
You know
point
what
of the
is
group?
this?
This
They
is
go
my show.
fucking
You
Let me
guys
time.
are
take
such
over.
a joke.
Let
All of
me
you.
take
You're
over
all
for just
jokes.
one
You
sec.
who is Rango? What even is this?
You smell exploiters. Here you have exploiters. Come on, one of you said in your this guy is fucking
Oh
bad.
my.
Was
This
it
guy is
maniacal
bad.
Attention,
ass
everyone.
laughter?
Look
Attention,
at
attention.
this. Look at this. Look at this.
I have
I
let you
know.
yap for
Let's
quite
go
enough.
for it.
I would like to
Ban?
speak now on this whole
Thank you.
situation. I personally
Go for
believe
it.
that what we've seen tonight is an example why Noosa politics is complete and total bullshit. And the reason why I say this is because y'all keep going back and forth, complaining about God knows what, and yet we're in the middle of an election, we're in the middle of a war that's about to happen, that's currently ongoing. We're gonna bring everyone back up in a minute just to let you know. I'd like to bring back up everyone as soon as we possibly can. But in reality, what we've seen is just it's not the Noosa politics that I remember. I mean, it's always been crazy. However, what I personally think has happened is we are so full of ourselves, both the Godsent and Soups campaign, y'all are going absolutely bonkers over a Lego group, over a Lego power. That doesn't mean anything. And y'all have shown how toxic y'all can be. It's like every single time I do these Zoom lives, I let you air your dirty laundry, and then after I'm done, I just want to drink myself silly because this group really sucks at its politics, at its arguing, everything. It makes me almost just want to run for something just because y'all clearly suck at your politics. And that's all I have to say on this matter. Bring everyone back up and we'll continue the Yap Fest. But thank you for
Alright.
letting me
Here's
air my
what-
What I
own.
wanted to add before that, I feel like this campaign has shown this campaign has sort of shown Noosa at its worst.
Oh, here we go. Rango
Guys,
streaming.
Who the
yeah,
fuck
it's
is
working.
Rango? Who the fuck
I don't know. But he
Okay,
says
calm
he
down,
has,
calm down, calm down. It's one by one. It's my.
Your stream isn't
recording.
working, buddy.
it's working for me. I could see it.
No,
I just
the
wanna
fuck
say-
it's
Okay,
not.
perfect.
Oh my
Oh.
Oh,
god.
it just broke.
I already made
I do want to
this public
clarify.
knowledge. I
T
don't
Soups
really care.
isn't going to win. The best thing you could do right now, everybody.
Also,
George is
I'm
going
not
to win.
the
We
top
have
of
the
this group.
votes. T Soups is
Let me
just
tell something.
trying to do
Yeah, I
whatever
will
she
have to
can
go
to
this
get
way.
into
1 second.
office. She
Let
wants
me do
power
something
so
really
bad,
quick. Use
just
volume,
position
mute,
grabbing,
okay.
like nails on a
So this
chalkboard.
guy comes from this
Okay,
group
can
name,
we
Anonymous
move
group.
Can we move Rango down? It's not working, and he's
Oh, he's trying to tell you my
talking
lore
over
right
No,
now.
is it working?
You're such a fucking loser, bro.
Come on, let me show really quick. So
No.
basically, CIA has been
No.
targeting people
No.
and
We
especially
can't see
political
anything.
candidates.
We can't see
And this
anything.
actual evidence. I was part of
John,
the
can you
FBI.
ask like actual good questions? Like, can we get back to this? Because this is really
Yeah,
boring.
this is just devolving.
It is devolving.
Yeah,
We were
let's
talking
get back on.
about God knows
Let's
what.
I say we
before.
get some new guests up here.
What were we even talking about to begin with? What are we even?
Rango, your stream's not working.
What are we?
I
Even,
know you were.
Okay,
Oh, now
fuck
it
it. I
is.
will
You were
show pictures at this point. Oh, finally? Okay. So, yeah. I'm in this group chat. I must admit that. And yeah, CIA has been using business, especially Paladin, to target people, kill candidates, which are related mostly
Wait,
with
is that
Soup.
Mason Rockefeller, an FEC official in these group chats? Oh, let's go. This is
Yeah.
big.
And yeah, these guys were asking, oh, what's this guy leaking stuff? What's this guy
Whoa,
leaking stuff?
hold on.
Leaking the bad stuff. You also have the MCA exploiting division, which has been used against the municipal government. Actual evidence in here.
Hey, Rango, the CIA has directed you to stop speaking on behalf of them.
I don't care for what the CIA director says. They have the NCA Cyber Warfare Directorate by a Ben user, which is in here with an alt account. Also, in my word that yeah, CIA is listening. I don't really care. It's not really funny dealing with clanners. basically, they target people. There's an ongoing investigation, and it's funny having this guy begging in my DMs to vote for him. It's really funny. It's pathetic at this point.
What did he say?
I don't know what else I can say, but
Who the fuck
the
knows,
IC
man? We've all been
community,
trying to
well,
figure that out.
not the entire IC community. The NSA and CIA has been politically targeting T-subs. And yeah, they come from another group. I have it somewhere else. I will try to find it. But also, they come from this group, the shitty group named Anubis, which has been used to infiltrate groups like
Who
in
the fuck
User,
is
when I
this
used to
guy?
be FBI intern.
Yeah.
Also, if Sabe Flopa, if you're listening, I remember that I stole some accounts from you whenever you were sharing them.
No,
What?
I'm
Okay.
glad that you invited me up here. I'm down to answer any questions that you have, maybe about like what's going on and about all that stuff.
I just want to say that Rango was violated the 18 USC. Nice job.
All right, but you guys
Okay,
wanted
I'll
some
go for
questions
the-
asked
Okay,
away.
yeah,
Let's
can
get
we-
this show on the road.
Let's get back to the
yes,
point.
let's do that, shall we?
Let's go back to the point. Yeah.
Yes, let's share.
I'm also requesting that DC's Municipal
Man.
Police Department perform wellness checks on all FTN staff members after this Doom
Yeah.
Live
Shut your
ends.
fucking mouth. Oh my god.
Yeah, so the allegations
Man.
itself center around the president, George Godsend, apparently trying to have expert copyright take over as deputy mayor after forcing then deputy mayor Baseball Yankees to resign out of loyalty to George Godsend after there was, quote, a blip in their relationship following deputy mayor being caught in the T-Soup's presidential campaign server. The DCAG accuses pretty much of election interference and whatnot to conduct, making resign in turn of making a gain for himself and his co-conspirator expert copyright. What do you have to say about this?
I'm sorry, who's the question directed to?
Whoever is responding for the Godsend campaign.
I'm on safe flop.
Anyone?
I
Anyone?
was not
Say Floppa?
listening to any fucking word he said. Something about the mayor, bro. What even happened? I wasn't even here.
You can take a look at the screen, and I'll just scroll down a bit.
Bro said
my
what
God.
even happened.
I do want to clarify something. I'm the one acting cringe. We got this fucking guy telling people to go get therapy from Roblox Discord. I don't want to hear that shit. Seriously. Anything Godsend did in the past, first of all, isn't there a statute of limitations? How is this even going on now? It seems like you guys just want to put this against him now that he's running again. Because I figure if this happened while he was a mayor, someone would have went after it. If this is really like something big to think about. I think you guys are just trying to throw whatever bullshit you can at him to try to get him out of the race because you know T-Soups isn't going to win by popular vote.
Hey guys, okay, I'm back. So the statute of limitations, that has not expired yet. Just for the record.
Yeah, so why the fuck wasn't it pursued earlier? If this is a real, like...
I said this was not, that has not expired yet. I mean...
Right.
Oh yeah, but you guys just decided to wait till the fucking end, right?
They have like a few more, they have like what, a week left before they actually file charges? Or I don't know if they did, but once it's filed charges, the limitation pauses. So...
Okay.
And also, plus, this is all just
Still didn't
starting to
answer
come
my
to light
question,
here.
though, did you?
Okay.
Wait, when did they file? Did they file charges?
Apparently, they're about to file charges. This is what the grand jury has apparently voted on.
Then
I think, wait, that might have been the jury I was invited to. Huh.
I mean, okay, Jakers, you weren't supposed to leak that, but okay. Anyways, the statute
Exactly.
of limitations.
I know.
No, you weren't supposed to. I don't think it. Yeah, it still goes until charges are actually filed, which means the limitations keeps going. So they have a week. They have a week left to file it.
They have a week left to file it.
They have a week.
There's this other charge, count 3, count 2, advocating overthrow of the government, and then count 3 is obstruction of a criminal investigation. It says the defendant George Godsend, knowing that baseball Yankees would be a crucial witness and a person interested in this investigation messaged the former deputy mayor restating, "Do you think I don't know what you're up to?" Apparently, this is evidence of obstruction of a criminal investigation by intimidating a witness. What do you have to say in response to that?
As a T-Soups campaigner, that's fucking stupid. That's not intimidation. I'm just gonna say that. That's not fucking intimidation. That's stupid. Now, I don't support George at all, but that's fucking stupid. Like, that's
No,
gonna be
I want to clarify something. Honestly, if it was a different world, I might be supporting T-Soups. Because I kind of fuck with what you're about. The issue is, in this current predicament, the U.S. doesn't need you. As the way I see it, George is going to win the election. He has the votes, and he's going to do what's right. And there's always the next election, T-Soups. I don't doubt that you'd be a good president. I just don't think you'd be a good president now. And I think that's what everybody else thinks.
Here's the deal.
I want to go back to you real quick. So George fired you while you were the SecDef, is what you told me.
No, I resigned.
week.
No. Shut up. Let me speak. I was there. I was his acting SecDef. Whenever I was his acting SecDef, I would sit there and I would ask him, okay, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do XYZ? Obviously, it was my job at that point to uphold his agenda. I know that as his cabinet member, I'm supposed to do that. However, what he was trying to do, what he was trying to push was not within the best interest of the United States military.
And what was that at the time?
I can't go into details because a lot of it has to do with the Board of Governors and a lot of it is confidential. But what I can confidently say and produce is that he was sitting there trying to make military regulations that would blacklist people permanently from the group if they were to run for office or if they were to campaign for other people, which I was not for. Another thing, an interpersonal issue I had with George is that he was just hiring a lot of known cyber criminals, which
What the fuck is a cyber criminal?
Someone who doxes, people who take part in revenge porn, stuff like that.
Not necessarily.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure that happened.
Oh, it did actually because it happened to me, and I can produce that.
Then do it.
And the thing is like, and I reported this to him, and he then threatened to add me. But the thing is back to the USM stuff. I didn't agree with him, with how he was handling that. I thought he was trying to benefit off of the USM for his political gain, and I didn't think that was fair. I also recognized that I would not be able to confidently represent him as his SecDef, so I felt like I took the rational choice of stepping away so he could have someone else fulfill that role. So I put out my resignation letter, and then I think it was 20 minutes later he told me to go pack my bags.
I will tell you,
that was
from
really
my
funny.
perspective to what you're saying, I actually respect you for making that decision. If George actually did do those things, which I severely doubt he did those things, you have to understand the pressure that this group has put onto him with the military specifically. I do a lot of development work, and I plan to do a lot of development work for the military this coming election, depending on the what happens, right? But the Board of Governors doesn't fucking exist. That's not a real thing. The president does have control over the military.
So the thing is George signed that away. George knew what the Board of Governors was about, and he agreed to it. It was a mutual agreement. It wasn't something that was forced onto him. So that is one thing I do want to point out, and a lot of people don't understand how the Board of Governors works. Now, here's what I have to say about that. I'm currently on the Board of Governors, and I do not support the Board of Governors. And I support the Board of Governors so long as George is trying to turn this into a political type thing, and I support the Board of Governors because of his past actions. But moving forward, I think we need to stray away from that. I think it's totally unrealistic, and I think it's unfair. But so long as George Godsent is in office, I feel there's a need for it just based off of his previous actions. Now, I think whenever he walked into his position when it came to leading the USM, I don't think he had a lot to work with, but I definitely think he ran it into the ground even more.
The USM, you mean?
Yeah.
Most certainly.
Yeah, and if you talk to any joint staff member, they'll agree with you. Besides, like tactical.
Do you mind if I have some input on this?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I
So
think
I
like this
actually did
conversation
talk
is
to
constructive.
I did talk to some of the members of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and I do have a few things to say about the military. You know, every president has his faults, but in this particular circumstance, George has done a really good job with the military. He's tried, and believe me, it's difficult, especially in a group like NUSA, where development is so difficult. The Joint Chiefs of Staffs, staff, they don't like development. They're fucking afraid of it. It's like they don't know what it is. Our Air Force has no use. Our Navy has no use besides like the SEALs. The war just is non-existent in NUSA, and because of that, the military is suffering. Now, I could tell you, anything that did happen in the past, whether it was true or not, because honestly, even with what you're saying, it's kind of hard to believe any of that shit actually happened. We do
I
want to change a lot
mean,
with the military. We want to do a lot of new
vouched
development.
for it. But the thing is like, I think where he and I differed in leadership style is I took an approach of how can I help? You know, what can I do to build off of what you have? George took a big approach of you're going to do this. It's my way or the highway. And so it made a lot of people in the USM resent him. I think if he changed his leadership style, it would have been different. Now, I also do understand, you know, George technically is quote unquote commander in chief, but really it was up to his SecDef and stuff like that to be doing the work for him. We've gone through like 5 different SecDefs. I mean, it is not directly George's fault that I resigned because I thought I was taking the mature choice of refusing to work for someone who was insufferable to work for. However, it is his fault for sitting there putting people totally incapable and incompetent into office because I'm just going to be honest with you, I should have never been SecDef. I should have never been SecDef.
I was going to say that earlier. And that's another thing I have to say. Currently, some of the people he has in his cabinet are jokes. They are
100%.
absolute jokes. And I will say that. Like the SecDef now, I don't know what the hell he's doing. But that also goes for T-Soups. The people who ally themselves with T-Soups, a lot of the people in the high-ranking, like military command, in cabinet, whatever, they are just as bad, if not worse. USM is suffering because people like the Joint Chiefs of Staff, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what the future is going to be, and they're jokes. They really are. And they need to be replaced, or something needs to happen. They need to have some kind of change of mind in order for the group to succeed, because it's not just about George; it's about everyone collectively.
Oh yeah, and you know, I do one thing that I think George does right, and I think it is important to remember that he is capable of doing things right, even though I fucking hate the guy.
Excuse me.
You're excused. I think that he does do a good job of trying to, at the very least, he tries to fill the ranks across the board in every single department and agency. He wants to put the leadership there. It's not his fault that the leadership is shit. Now, he should be doing more research. But, for example, like I've ran various successful USMs and Marine Corps groups outside of NUSA. However, I was in no way qualified to be a NUSA SecDef just because of my outside experience. And when it came to the hiring process, George didn't even tell me I was going to be SecDef. He fucking announced it to the NUSA server before I was even told I got SecDef. Like, I don't think that is fair or thorough hiring. I was never even interviewed, stuff like that. So I kind of think that's messy. But as someone who's literally been in both campaigns, because I was George's campaign overseer for a little bit, and then I've been in T's campaign as well, I think if I could change one thing differently about their approach individually is I wish they would fucking focus on presenting policies and what they plan to change rather than trying to smear each other. Because I think it's making both of them look immature. And I think that's kind of why I walked away from George a little bit. And I'm starting to take a big step back altogether because all they care about is just shit talking each other. But I want to know what they're actually going to do to help this group in the long run. Because as far as I'm concerned, all I see is George is rigging elections or T-Soups is doing this. And it's like, I don't give a shit about that. Tell me what we're going to do to fix this.
I completely agree. It has been a back and forth, mainly on T-Soup's side, but that's the thing. Her entire campaign is just against us. But I'm here. If you want to ask any questions, I am here to answer them.
Yeah.
I can tell you whatever you need to know.
I think that's great. Like, open dialogue like this is what we should have had from the fucking get-go, because this has been messy and super dramatic for no fucking reason. How do you guys feel?
Absolutely.
How do you
Well,
guys feel
let
about
me
the?
just say this real quick. Actually, I completely agree. This election is a complete failure. As somebody who ran in the last election, I refuse to go negative, which honestly was a much cleaner election. George has been. This is the tactic known for George. Okay, I known George for almost 8 years. Okay, we ran for president together 4 times. Okay, I know George's tactics through and through. This election season is messy because of him. Okay, solely him. Okay, I can reassure that fact. And like I said, I've known him for 8 years. Okay, you can't tell me nothing new about it. Okay,
I'm not much of a. I've been involved in a few campaigns.
I started slowly falling asleep right there.
I'm already half asleep.
Okay,
None of them
so
myself, and
how is like, what do you, as staff members of George's campaign, how are you guys feeling about George working with like a blacklisted doxer? Like, what do you, not, and I don't want to hear, oh well, it doesn't matter, George is gonna win. Like, I want to hear like authentically, like, do you really think that that is a positive role model for a community directed towards kids?
Who is this guy that you're talking about? Because I don't know who you're talking about.
I can send you here. I'll DM it to you. The AC0 people, they were just recently banned for doxing, and all kinds of other bullshit. Here, I'll message it to you. But do you really think if someone is working with doxers and stuff like that, they should be president of a kids community?
I have a few different answers to this. First of all, it's obviously no, that shouldn't happen. But to my knowledge, currently, George isn't involved with anybody who wants to harm the group, at least not in a manner within the group, right? So that's as far as I could say with that, because that's as far as I know. If he is working with these people, that's above everybody's pay grade, and I couldn't tell you. But to my knowledge, it isn't happening. And honestly, in my opinion, I don't think he would do that. Same for Josh. Josh is a really good dude, and I really think him and Josh will do a good job. So yeah, let me see what you did here.
Let's
I
try
just
to
sent it to
wrap
you.
this up.
Because I just want to say, like, what makes you such a strong supporter for George? Like, you have sat here and you have rode his dick to the end. So please tell me,
Honestly,
what does he do policy-wise that makes you such a strong supporter?
there's a few things. Honestly,
Did he
I'm more of
promise
a
you a
Josh
job?
supporter, actually. Savior Josh. I'm here mainly because of him. I've been in a few groups with him. He's a really good leader. He's a really good guy. And if he's working with George, then they're obviously doing something right. George must be doing something right. But also, I'm pretty excited for the things we're going to be bringing to the military, in specific. Sorry. I'm really excited for changes. I can't say everything, but especially development wise, that is mainly why I'm so excited, because I know T Soups isn't going to bring anything like that. T Soups is going to fill the role, get on DC a few times if she wins, which she's not,
What?
God forbid, right?
Dude, like, hold on. Sorry to interrupt you, but you just come on here and like you shit on me, and I have no idea who you are. You started speaking here 5 days ago. It's like, what do you know about me to be making all these claims?
You can, like, everything you say is public, right? Like, I can just
to
look.
clarify from a development perspective, George has publicly said that he will not use his the budget that he was granted to fund USM development, and that it's not.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. Not anymore. What, you give him like a 5,000 budget, right? That's nothing.
Yeah,
me
I
and
was sitting there personally
50,000
funding, like,
Robux.
I was
We gave him
self-funding.
Hold on. We gave him 50,000 Robux. We told
Uh-huh.
him to put it towards the military, and do you know what he did? He passed a bill through the House and Senate with one line item, and it gave the entire budget to his office, the office of the White House, the entire budget.
So
I don't know what money we're getting. I don't know what George is doing with development.
let me explain that, maybe.
because George has blocked me. So there is
Okay.
absolutely no discussion between development and Mr. George Godsend.
Right.
None.
So
None.
military
Never has
development,
there
as far as
been
I
any-
know, unless you're hired by Ukrainian as a contractor, is completely
Well, I'm the
private.
head of
It
development.
can.
Well, I know you're new
Huh?
here, but I'm the head of development.
Yeah,
And I'm
I understand
telling
that.
you that he has never once approached
So are
anyone
you
about
privately
developing
going to
anything.
develop for George for the USM if he is to be elected?
So that's what I'm trying to say. Me and a team of developers, right? So 50K, I appreciate, 50K is a lot for the average developer, I guess. I don't know. We have thousands worth of development assets, deployment maps, tech, you name it. We don't need 50K from NUSA. We don't need that. We have everything we need to get things rolling. So that is the plan for the future, assuming it's greenlit by Ukrainian and the development team, because I'm not sure how that works exactly. But and if he wins again, I assume. And
Okay.
Teal, to answer you specifically, I'll talk to George. I'm assuming you guys had some kind of falling out. But he does want to work with development, and we really do want to change USM. Because when I got here, I honestly going in and seeing that disgusting Marines training map, it's just things need to change.
So the thing is I
months.
can like
What
firsthand
changed
tell
as
you,
a-
like, yes, development is a big USM issue. However, it is not the root sole issue preventing activity. That would be poor leadership and ineffective recruiting strategies.
I completely agree. I completely agree.
So
Me personally, I'm not, as far as I know, I'm not going to be leading the military, but I know several ways to bring in numbers. There's so many ways to do it, and it's very easy. And I'm sure under the proper guidance, whether whoever George puts in charge will do a good job with it. And if they don't, I'll personally help them, and I'll personally get it structured for them. But with the leadership, I completely agree. I think leadership's a mess. Whether it's someone who's a T-soup or
So
someone who supports George.
Are you an individual dedicated to fixing the development issues within USM? Is that what you're saying?
I would say that.
So then would you
Again,
support
George
T?
can't promise any positions. That is just what I would like to do.
So then if
that's
T
what I
is
would like to do.
elected, would you still assist with that?
Maybe, but the issue is I know George will do what's right with the military, and I know that he's going to fix it so that my efforts won't go unnoticed and they'll actually benefit everybody. No offense to you, T-soups, but I really don't think you know what has to be done, and because of that, it's hard to.
So you realize like all of like the like solid, respectable, been around way too long, definitely in their 30s, military OGs of like the USM support and back T-soups, and they're there ready to help her revitalize and revamp
Yeah,
this.
they've been doing a great job now, have they? Right.
It's
That
been 4
the
months
military is a shambles right now.
administration. You're saying he's going to do stuff for the military. It's been 4 months and nothing has been accomplished. 4 months of a godsend. We don't need 8. So we need
It's
to
kind of hard with the governor's board, whatever you guys call it. First of all,
the board of
but also
governors
the big
was
difference. The
The
big
board of
difference.
governors
The
is
board of
something he
governors was
agreed
just
to.
Okay.
established.
Yeah, no, I understand he agreed to it, but it
He
makes
was
things
given-
difficult.
He was
It's a
Okay.
roadblock.
2
But
He
another
agreed
thing,
to
before
it,
you keep
and I want
interrupting me,
you to know he agreed to it, and his first issue came up with it whenever a Drummy Cross was running against him. Whenever a Drummy
I
was
hate
running
that guy. That
against
guy's
him,
such a
in the-
joke.
okay,
That guy,
whenever a Drummy was running against him, I wrote the documents for George. George had me write the documents where he was trying to blacklist people from NUSA for publicly fucking campaigning while in the military, for speaking against them. I can post those documents in. That is the reason why we need the board of governors, because that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That is not shit that we should have.
This isn't the first time Godson has run an open dictatorship. He does it in any group he touches. In any group he touches.
yeah, right. This is definitely a dictatorship. Yep.
He is
No,
a
literally, yeah.
a dictator
Uh-huh.
is. I worked in as administration as director of national intelligence. I was threatened to be fired if I didn't vote for someone. That's
Uh-huh.
that's a dictatorship, and you're so blinded by
He's not blinded. It's the fact that he's only been here for 2 days.
He's blinded by false
I've
hopes
been
and
in this group for a
delusions.
really long time. I haven't
False
been here for
hopes
2
and
days.
false
You
hopes
just
and
joined
delusions of
5
grandeur.
days ago.
That's exactly what you are deluded by. Grandeur. You are blinded, and it is a shame because he will stab you in the back if he does win, and you're gonna be sitting here looking stupid, just like everybody else was. So let me tell you this. Just backing up a man who lives in Romania and is probably over 25 years old, been on Roblox for God knows how long, and who runs a dictatorship every time he gets on a Ro nation, you're just going to look silly. He's done it to UKs. He's done it to this group. You're supporting a guy who doesn't even care about you. You think
Right.
You think he's going to give you these positions, but he's not.
I don't think that he's not allowed to.
So about the
You're asking for opportunities. This is exactly what he does. He brings
I'm not
people.
asking for shit.
He brings people in this group, gives them, saying he's going to give them jobs, and guess what? He gives them the job and he fires them 2 weeks later. You're going to be just like him. You're no different. You're not special. You're going to be like everybody else who was dumped in the trash can. The only person who he hasn't dumped is Savior Josh. God knows what he's doing. It's probably a ritual. But he even
Go talk to George's old White House chief of staff. Look at what happened whenever his chief of staff publicly spoke against him.
I don't really care. Honestly, I don't care.
You sit here and you say, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, but I think you do care because anytime
No,
you talk, you act like you're
really
gonna
don't.
cry. You act like you sound like you're gonna cry.
Yeah, I'm definitely about to cry.
He has had
I'm
over
trying not to interrupt you guys.
That's the problem.
That's what I'm trying to do, but you're saying the same thing over and over. So I'm just
You
waiting till I can
see,
talk.
Like, the thing is at the end of the day, there are 2 sides. There is one side that is dedicated to slandering the other party. There's another side that is dedicated to doing shit that would get them disqualified.
I didn't say I'm dedicated to slandering the other campaign.
Listen,
This entire time, you guys are in here just slandering me and George.
No.
And your whole thing is,
I
you
can't
don't
slander
know.
you because I don't know who you are.
Okay, so here's the thing. You and I were having a very conducive, productive conversation, I feel like. You and I were
Yeah,
actually...
I'm waiting to speak again, honestly.
You
What am I
clearly-
supposed to do
you
with
clearly
3
have
women
you
overlapping what I'm trying to say?
term of slander. Slander is false. What we're saying is not false. It's true. Slander is something that is used and is not true to harm one's reputation.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm tuning out your voice like I did to my ex.
Well,
All right, I'm just not listening to you.
congratulations. You're single for a reason, I bet.
Anyways,
I'm not
back
single.
to what we were saying.
That was good.
Floppa, I agree. Both sides, in my opinion, and T, like, I understand you may not like this, but both sides, I do not feel, have campaigned in a way that is respectable. I feel this entire election has been dirty and gross. Now, I personally prefer an election where I can actually tune in and learn something, but all I've learned is that both sides, and not even necessarily the presidential candidates, but their campaign staff, are there dedicated to just smearing dirt, and I don't respect that. I feel like this is an election very similar to in real life, where people are going to have to settle. They're either going to vote for someone because they want the person out, or they're going to vote for someone where they feel they can get the best position. It's like in real life where you have to settle between the lesser of 2 evils. I don't feel anyone's going to be super 100% happy. I wish this election could have been cleaner in regards to how people were acting, but I also think that whatever happens next, I think if we're talking military terms, that boils down to the leadership. You know, at the end of the day, it's not up to the president to make sure military activity is happening. It's up to the leadership within the military.
Well, it's definitely up to the president to impose the correct leadership, which is what a lot of people don't like what George is doing. Another thing, Catherine, I don't really care. I was told to watch my mouth around the 3 of you so I don't get banned. But
Congratulations,
If
you're
I'm the one who's
Shut up.
single, you're the one who
Shut
voice
up.
profile
I
picture in
am.
a Roblox Unite
Excuse
game,
me.
and you have a
Calm
role
down.
playing.
I think
Who do you
this
think
would
you
be
are
a
exactly?
great
Coming in here
time
and talking to me
to
like that.
wrap
This is getting
You're
out of hand
supporting.
now.
show.
You're
I don't
supporting a
care.
little girl
I
who's
don't
trying to run
care.
for Roblox
I
presidency.
don't.
Doesn't
Whoa,
put.
Roblox
calm down.
I
presidency.
think this is a good
One at a
time
time.
to wrap up the show. In all
Well,
honesty,
this has
Yeah, and
been
I'm the
a
one who gets muted,
proper.
right? Yeah,
I
that just shows who you guys are rooting for here.
we're not
All right.
bringing anyone
News of
up.
politics.
We're not bringing up anyone up, but I am tired. I'm going to sleep. Thank you for the Yap Fest. Good night.
I'd like to make some
I can
closing
continue, John,
remarks.
if you
Well,
want.
there's no closing remarks. I mean, if Hood Tech wants to take over, he can.
I'll gladly take over.
Okay,
All right.
then take over. But